Hi, I'm back with Khuluzi's Home Chapter 4. I would like your support. Please, guys, support me. I would like you to comment, like, and subscribe. And I would appreciate your comments so that I will know where to fix, how, and when. And now I'll be reading Khuluzi's Home Chapter 4. As I was on the taxi, not knowing where to go, the last village was called Kwanokwaja, and I decided to drop from there and ask around the village for places to rent. As I was passing by the river, I saw this beautiful, calm, and kind lady with a big smile. As I was humming a song, I approached the river. The lady looked up and our eyes met. She smiled warmly, and I felt an instant sense of calm wash over me. She beckoned me to come closer, and I found myself drawn to her kind energy. "Hello, child," she said, her voice soothing. "What brings you to Kwanokwaja?" I explained my situation, and she listened intently, nodding her head. When I finished, she said, "You're welcome to stay in our village. I have a small hut you can rent, but first come, let's have some tea and talk." Her name was Thembi, and as we sipped tea together, I felt a deep connection to her. She asked me questions about my life, and I found myself opening up to her in ways I never thought possible. As the sun began to set, Thembi showed me to the small hut on the outskirts of the village. It was simple but clean and cozy. I thanked her, feeling grateful for this unexpected turn of events. Nomsa spent the first few days settling into the small hut, getting to know the villagers and learning about their costumes. Thembi became her guide and mentor, introducing her to the local healer, the village elder, and other important community members. As days turned into weeks, Nomsa found a sense of routine and purpose. She helped Thembi with her gardening, learning traditional cooking methods, and even started attending community gatherings. For the first time in her life, Nomsa felt a deep sense of connection and belonging. The villagers welcomed her with open arms, and she found herself feeling seen and heard. As Nomsa settled into her new life, she began to reflect on her past and her relationship. She realized that she had been running from her pain for so long, and that it was time to face it head on. Nomsa began to confront the pain and trauma of her past. With Thembi's guidance and support, she started to understand how her childhood experience had shaped her relationship and behavior. As Nomsa walked through her emotions, she began to practice forgiveness and self-compassion. She realized that she was not responsible for her mother's actions, and that she deserves love and care. One day, Nomsa had a breakthrough. She was working in Thembi's garden when she suddenly felt a wave of emotions wash over her. She began to cry, releasing years of pent-up pain and sadness. As Nomsa cried, she felt a weight lift off her shoulders. She realized that she was stranger than she thought, and that she had the power to create positive change in her life. With her newfound strength and confidence, Nomsa began to rebuild her life. She started by making amends with her past, forgiving herself and others for their mistakes. Nomsa also rediscovered her passion of traditional healing, which she had learned from her grandmother. She began to study and practice herbalism, using her knowledge to help others in the community. As Nomsa became more confident, she began to form new relationships in the community. She made friends with local women who admire her strength and resilience. Nomsa felt a sense of purpose and meaning that she had never felt before. She realized that she had a gift for healing, and that she could use this gift to make positive impact on the world. As Nomsa was trying to find happiness in this new village, she came across this woman who is claiming to be her mother Zanele. Zanele had come to Nomsa after finding out that she is her daughter that she left when she was 10 years old because of her husband's abuse. Zanele heard about Nomsa as she was living in a nearby city. Nomsa has found a new success as a traditional healer and happy. Now Nomsa is torn between her desire to reconnect with her mother and her anger and hate over being abandoned. She feels a mix of emotions, sadness, anger, and confusion. Nomsa's mother, who had been struggling with addiction and personal issues, she apologizes for her past mistake and asks for forgiveness. Nomsa is hesitant to forgive, but she also sees an opportunity to heal and move forward. She realizes that this encounter with her mother is a turning point in her life. She can choose to hold on to her anger and hate, or she can choose to forgive and heal. Nomsa asked her mother about her brother's whereabouts, but she finds the bad news. Zanele reveals to Nomsa that Sibusiso, her brother, is actually in prison serving a long sentence for his involvement in a notorious gang. He had risen through the ranks to become one of the leaders, but his action had ultimately led to his downfall. Nomsa is shocked and torn by the news. On one hand, she is relieved that her brother is alive, although she is disappointed and angry that he had chosen a life of crime. She struggles to reconcile her feelings, unsure of how to process the complex mix of emotions. Sibusiso heard about his mother's reunion with Nomsa from his friends that are outside of the prison. He reaches out to Nomsa from prison. He writes her a heartfelt letter apologizing for his past mistakes and asking for forgiveness. He also requests that she visits him in prison, hoping to reconnect and make amends. Nomsa wants to go and see her brother, but she is not confident whether she will be able to communicate well with her brother, and fearing of getting involved in his life because her brother is a well-known gang leader and that might put her and her family in danger. Zanele, eager to see her children reunited, pressures Nomsa to visit Sibusiso in prison. She argues that Sibusiso has changed and is genuinely seeking redemption. However, Nomsa is unsure if she can trust her brother's intention. Nomsa, accompanied by her mother, arrives at the prison feeling a mix of emotions. She's nervous about seeing her brother again after many years. The last time that she saw him was when he was 5 years old, but also hopeful that their reunion will mark a new beginning. Sibusiso, visibly moved by the sight of his sister and mother, breaks down in tears. He expresses his deep remorse for his past mistakes and his gratitude for Nomsa's willingness to forgive him. Nomsa introduces her children to his brother as he was not aware that his sister is married. He shows a great warm smile. He is fascinated by his sister and her family. Before leaving, Nomsa gives Sibusiso a collection of photos showcasing her family's life. She wants him to feel connected to them, to know that he has a family that cares about him. Sibusiso treasures the photos, feeling a sense of hope and belonging. As Nomsa and her mother depart, Sibusiso feels a sense of renewal. He realizes that he has a second chance to make amends and build relationship with his family, but will he be able to stay on the right path, or will his past mistake continue to haunt him? As they are leaving, Zanele feels guilty upon seeing her son's remorse. She realizes that she too had failed Sibusiso in the past and that her actions had contributed to his downfall. She begins to confront her own role in Sibusiso's journey, seeking a way to make things right. Nomsa, while moved by her brother's apology, remains cautious. She is unsure if she can fully trust Sibusiso given his past. She listens intently to his words, searching for sincerity and a genuine commitment to change. The visits come to an end. Nomsa and Zanele leaving the prison feeling emotionally drained. While the reunion was tense, it marked a fragile beginning to the healing process. Nomsa and Sibusiso have taken the first step towards reconciliation, but the journey ahead will be long and challenging. That is the end of my chapter 4. I'll be coming with chapter 5, but please comment so that I will fix the problems, because I know I do have problems, but please comment. Thank you.